nothing is causing pain or discomfort, making sure that you've got your little props, so pillow, a ball, and a strap or a band to assist and create resistance as we get going. So if I'm sitting up, or same as usual, see if I can try and find that nice lifted position, encouraging a little bit more space at the front so that the diaphragm has got a little bit more space to descend and ascend to create that relaxed breath. So the front of the chest is relaxed, the neck is relaxed, the throat is relaxed. If I'm laying down, encouraging the arms to roll out, the front of the chest to open up and relax a little bit more, keeping the legs straight or bent, whatever feels more comfortable for your back. And then once that you feel you're settled, same as usual, just taking a few breaths to see if I can notice where the breath is, how the breath feels. I'm not forcing, so I'm not trying to push the belly out into the breath. I'm just trying to let it happen. So feeling on the inhalation, the belly raising with the inhalation, expanding with the inhalation. And on the exhalation, relaxing, falling, drawing back. As I feel that the body's a little bit calmer, the breath seems to be a little bit more relaxed, then I'm going to start focusing on the shoulder girdle. So picture your shoulder blades at the back of the rib cage. I'm going to try and see if I can make them glide. I'm going to shrug the shoulders up to the head, elevating the shoulders, and then deep press them down. So I'm going to shrug them up and press them down. So feeling like a little plate behind the rib cage, just sliding up and down the back of the rib cage. Notice the difference between the right and the left side. So I might find that with one shoulder, I can lift very easily. The other might feel a bit heavier, a bit more restricted. As I slide them down and away, I might find that one seems to be dropping further. The other one seems to be a little bit more sticky or a little bit stuck. I'm not forcing anything. I'm just encouraging some movement. 3, 2, 1. And then changing the direction of the glide. Instead of sliding them up and down the back of the rib cage, I'm going to slide them in and out. So I'm going to pull them forward. I'm going to try and pull the shoulder blades as far apart as possible. And then squeezing them together, I'm going to pull them back. So I'm going to bring them forward, pull them back, bring them forward, pull them back. So again, this time feeling those two blades, the two plates at the back are moving towards the outside of the rib cage as I pull them forward, and then closer towards the center of the spine as I draw them back. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And releasing back, releasing the shoulders, giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll, resetting them in the middle, resetting them to the center. And then I'm going to go back into elevation depression, but this time I'm just going to focus on one side. So if you felt that one side was stiffer than the other, focus on the stiffer side first. So I'm going to elevate and depress that shoulder. Elevate and depress that shoulder. As you depress that shoulder, see if you can start moving the head away. So as I press down on my right shoulder, I'm going to try and pull my head gently to the left. Then I'm going to shrug back, and then I'm going to pull gently to the left again. And then shrug back, and then pull gently to the left. If I feel that the stretch is okay, so nothing seems to be pinching, catching, or creating any pain in the neck or down the arm, then I might try to make it a little bit stronger. So see if you can think of reaching down with the arm too. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, returning the shoulders, the head back to the middle. I'm going to do the same thing with the other side. So I'm going to shrug the shoulder up to the head. So imagine to be taking your shoulder to your ear, and then I'm going to try and push it down as far away from the ear as possible. So I'm going to pull it up to the ear and then press it down and away. Pull it up to the ear, press it down and away. And then as I've got the movement, I'm going to start encouraging the head drop. So as I press the shoulder down, I'm going to try and pull the ear away. So see if I can try and encourage the stretch down the other side. Then I'm going to try and bring them closer together again, and then pull them apart again. Bring them closer together again, and then pull them apart again. And then as you keep the movement going, same as you did on the other side, if you feel that you can encourage a little bit more stretch, then I'm going to start reaching down with the arm. So I'm going to pull down with the arm, drop down with the shoulder. The head is going the opposite way. Release, and then trying again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back, returning the head back to the middle, releasing, relaxing through the shoulders. And then I'm just going to work on the protraction, retraction, focusing again on the same side. So focus on your right shoulder. I'm going to start retracting the right shoulder. So I'm going to draw the right shoulder back. I'm going to push the shoulder into the mat behind me, and then I'm going to let it come forward. So I'm going to push it back, let it come forward, push it back, let it come forward. And then as I keep the movement going, same as before, I'm just going to add a little rotation through the neck. So as the shoulder pushes behind, I'm going to turn away. So I'm going to look away from the shoulder. As the shoulder pulls forward, I'm going to try and turn to look at the shoulder. So imagine this time to be bringing your chin and your shoulder nice and close together. And then I'm going to try and pull them apart. I'm going to bring them nice and close together and then pull them apart again. 4, 5, 6. See if you can add the arm as the shoulder draws back. I'm going to push the arm back too, especially if I'm sitting on the chair, I can use that space. 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back, returning the shoulders back to the middle, bringing the head back to the center, and then focusing on that left shoulder. So I'm going to protract, I'm going to lift the shoulder off the mat, and then I'm going to push it into the mat. I'm going to lift it off the mat and then push it into the mat. So if I'm sitting up, I'll be pulling it forward and then pushing it back, pulling it forward and then pushing it back. So same as you did, exactly the same as you did on the other side. See if I can get that nice, easy movement through the shoulder girdle into the upper body. And then I'm going to start to using the head too. As the shoulder draws back, I'm going to turn to look away. As the shoulders pulls forward, I'm going to turn to look at the shoulder. So I'm going to look away and then look at the shoulder. Look away. Look at the shoulder. So same as before, imagine to be taking your chin and your shoulders as far away from each other as possible. And then I'm going to try and bring them as close to each other as possible. As far away as possible, as close as possible. And then exactly the same as before, if I feel that I can add the arm, especially if I'm seated, that I've got more space, I'm going to start swinging the arm behind as the shoulder draws back, and then pulling the arm across as it comes forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. And releasing back, releasing the shoulders, releasing the head, The neck should be feeling a little bit looser. The shoulder girdle should be feeling a little bit more mobile too. I'm going to try and see if I can introduce a little bit more movement into the back as well. So I'm just going to start off with a little rotation side to side. So raising the arms to the front, keeping the hands apart or clasping the hands together. I'm going to start swinging gently from side to side. If I'm sitting up, I don't need to hold the arms too high. That will tend to lower the shoulders and really fatigue the shoulders, fatigue the neck. So I can keep the arms a little bit lower and then see if I can swing them around from that position. If I'm lying down, it doesn't matter, as the arms are not loading directly into the shoulder, they're dropping into the shoulder. I can just gently roll from shoulder to shoulder, from side to side. The hips are nice and still. It's just the back that is moving. As you feel that rotation starts getting a little bit easier, so it feels a bit looser, it feels a little bit more relaxed, then I'm going to try and see if I can encourage a little bit more reach. So as I swing the arms to the right, with my right hand, I'm going to grab hold of my left hand or my left wrist, and then I'm going to try and pull the arm a little bit further, see if I can get a little bit more stretch behind the shoulder. Then as I swing to the left, with the left hand, I'm going to grab hold of the right hand or the right wrist, and then I'm just going to pull gently. And then come back, I'm going to rotate and pull one way, rotate and pull the other. So see if I can use one arm to assist a little bit more movement on the other side, coming back on the other side. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, releasing the shoulders, releasing the upper back. Again, upper back should be feeling a little bit looser, a little bit more relaxed. I'm going to start focusing on the legs. So if I'm sitting down, I can either put the ball of the pillow between my right thigh and my hands, or I can put my hands directly on the leg. If I'm lying down, it's better if you use the pillow to get to the leg, so that you don't have to lift the head, you don't have to strain the shoulders, you don't need to strain the neck. And then what I want, I'm just going to resist with the hands, and I'm going to try and push up with the legs. So what I want is to push my right thigh into the ball, into the hands. So I'm going to push up and relax, push up and relax, push up and relax. So see if I can try and feel a little bit more connection into the front of the right hip and into the front of the belly. It doesn't matter if I'm sitting down, I'm not after a massive lift, so I'm not trying to lift the leg off the ground. I'm just trying to create a little tension that is allowing the hip joint or the hip joint to start tightening, to start closing, to start locking up. If I'm laying down, I'm just going to try and see if I can find a connection. It could be a very little movement. It could be a slightly bigger movement where the foot is going to start lifting off the mat. 3, 2, last one. I'm going to hold that pressure. So I'm going to try and press the leg into the hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing down, relaxing the leg, releasing the hip. I'm going to allow the right leg a little rest, and then I'm going to do the same thing with the left. So I'm going to put the pillow, the ball between the hands and the left thigh, and then resisting with the arms, I'm going to try and lift up. I'm going to try and push up with the leg. So see if I can find that connection. So same as before, it doesn't need to be at full lift. What I want is just to feel that little biting at the front of that left hip as I'm trying to pick up the leg. the little tension into the front of the belly, assisting that lift. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one, I'm going to hold the tension. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release and down. Relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. I feel a little bit more connection to that left hip. I'm going to let the left side rest. I'm going to focus back on the right. If you feel that you don't have enough control of the right leg, then you might want to use the band to help you support the leg. So I'm just going to feed the band behind that leg, behind the knee, so that I've got control of the leg. If I'm seated up, I could even hold that leg with the hands, just making sure that that's not pulling me forward, that's not making me hunch. And then this time, I'm just going to go for a lift. So what I want is for my right leg to lift away and then to come back, to lift away and then come back. And then same as you did when you were pressing against the ball. See if you can try and feel that little bite at the front of the hip. So it doesn't matter if my leg doesn't lift at all, but I can really feel that little gripping deep into the front of the hip, into the joint. If I can, I'm going to lift it. So I'm just going to do whatever I can. So using the arms to assist, using the band to assist, or no assistance, just focusing on that right hip. 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. I'm going to do the same thing with the left. So switching the band around that left leg if you feel that you need that little resist, the little assistance there. And then I'm going to try and see if I can pull up on the left side. As if I was trying to get the foot to lift away. It could be just the heel of the foot. It could be the ball of the foot too. It could be a tiny lift. It could be no lift. It could be a big lift. Same as on the other side, just to see if you can focus on the gripping deep into the front of that left hip, to see if I can get that to bite, to activate, to work. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back, relaxing the hip, releasing the leg. So it's a little bit more connection at the front of the hip. What I want is to try and find a similar connection, but into the inside of the leg. So working through the inner thigh and the groin more. So I'm just going to, if I'm seated, again, I could use the pillow between the inside of the right knee and the left or both hands, or I can just use the hand directly on the inside of the leg. If I'm laying down, I'm just going to put the ball between the knees, as I can't hold myself up and hold the ball in place. So I'm just going to focus on the right leg. What I want is resist with the arm if I'm seated, and then trying to squeeze the ball with the right leg. So I'm going to press in with the right leg, then release, press in with the right leg, then release, press in with the right leg, then release. So same as you did for the front of the hip. This time, see if you can be aware of the biting, the gripping, deep into the hip joint, deep into the inner thigh, into the groin. So I'm just going to try and see if I can Find that tension, release. Find the tension, release. Find the tension, release. And then if I feel that I'm seated, I'm holding on to the ball, my shoulders, it seems to be getting stiffer, so it seems to be gripping and tightening through the upper body too much. I'm just going to put the ball between the knees. So the same as if I were lying down. And then keep focusing on the right leg, still squeezing in and relaxing. 4, 3, 2. On the last one, I wanted to squeeze and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax. Relaxing the inner thigh, releasing the hip. I'm going to let the right leg have a little rest and work on the left side. So I'm going to hold the ball between the inside of that left leg and the maybe right hand or both hands, between the knees if I'm lying down. And then I'm going to start squeezing that left leg into the ball. Then release, squeeze, and release. Squeeze and release. So same as you did on the other side, just to see if I can find the connection to the inside of the leg, to the hip, to the groin. So this side might be feeling a little bit easier. You might be feeling a little bit harder. Same as on the other side, I can maybe feel my shoulder start stiffening, the neck start tensing up. I'm just going to let go of the pillow and then just keep it between the knees. With that left, I'm going to try and squeeze in. With the right, I'm just going to hold. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one, I'm going to hold the tension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Releasing the hip, releasing the inner thigh. I'm going to reverse the effort. What I want is for the side of the hip or the side of the leg to activate this time. So I'm just going to set the hand or set the ball on the other side. So I'm just going to place the pillow on the outside of the right thigh and then holding it with the hand or just putting the hand directly in there. This time, instead of trying to squeeze in, I'm going to try and push the leg out against the hand. Then release again. So I'm going to try and press into the ball, release, press into the ball, release. I'm lying down. This time I am going to use the ball too, or the pillow or the hand, just holding it onto the outside, pushing my way out, and then relaxing. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm going to hold the pressure for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Relaxing the leg, relaxing the arm. I'm going to switch the ball on the outside of that left leg. So I'm going to tuck it between the hand and the left thigh, and then I'm just going to push out into it. Relax, push out into it, and relax. So see if I can be aware of the connection along the left, the side of the leg, the side of the hip. Same as you did for the inner thigh. If I feel that the shoulder starts getting a little bit stiff, the neck feels as if it's tightening, then this time I'm just going to have a little rest, as I can't use anything to other than the arm to hold the ball in place, to create a little resistance for the leg on the outside. 4, 3, 2. Last one, I'm going to hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Relaxing the leg, releasing the hip, relaxing the shoulder. It's a little bit more connection. I'm going to try and make it a little bit harder this time. So I'm just going to put the ball between the knees, pillow between the knees. I'm just going to put my hands between the inside of the legs, just making sure that I don't lean forward. I can sit nice and upright still. And then this time, what I want is to squeeze the knees together. So I'm going to press them together and relax. Press them together and relax. Press them together and relax. So if you've got the ball between the knees or the pillow, imagine to be squeezing it as hard as you can. And then as you squeeze, see if you can try and get the same feel when you were doing one leg at a time. So see if I can try and find the connection deep into the inner thigh, into the groin, that is going to allow me to bring the legs in that direction, move them in that direction. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one, I'm going to hold, and then I'm just going to try little squeezes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Relaxing the legs and releasing the inner thigh. I'm going to grab a hold of my band or my strap, whichever one you've got. If you've got a strap, there is no give whatsoever. So as you wrap the strap around the legs, don't make it too tight so that I can still push out into the strap. It's not digging into the leg. At the same time, don't make it too loose. Otherwise, to create tension, I will have to really get the legs to open up too wide. So I'm just going to either hold the strap, so I'm going to wrap it around that leg. I'm going to cross over, and then I'm just going to hold it with the arms that way, or I'm just going to tie a little knot if I want to relax the arms, and then I'm just going to let the band stay on its own. And then this time, instead of squeezing in, I'm trying to push out. If you don't have a band, you can do the same as you've been doing. So I'm just going to use the hands on the outside of the legs, and then I'm going to push out against the hands. Then release, and then again, I'm going to push out and relax, and push out and relax. So see if I can try and find the connection again into the side of the hip or side of the leg. But this time, both legs at the same time. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Last one, I'm going to hold it out there, and then I'm going to go for a little squeeze, the same as before. Think of a little pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back. Releasing the tension from the band, pushing the band out of the way into one side. Relaxing the legs, releasing through the hips. There's a little bit, hopefully a little bit more connection into the hip, into the leg. I'm going to try and see if I can create a little bit more into the shoulder and into the upper body. Focusing on the arm first, I'm going to start from the wrist. What I want is to try and mobilize the wrist joint. So I'm just going to interlock the finger, and then I'm just going to start rolling the hand. So imagine to be holding a ball between the hands, and then I'm just going to roll the ball. I'm going to try and go both ways. There shouldn't be pain. It's just a nice loose movement. I'm just trying to relax the hands. 4, 3, 2, 1. Then I'm going to go palm against the palm, right to left. I'm going to straighten up the right arm, and then with the left hand, I'm going to pull it down on the right palm. So I'm trying to stretch the front of the arm on the right side. So a little pressure through the wrist. I'm going to push the left palm into the right to see if I can encourage a little bit of opening. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing the wrist. I'm going to lock that left arm nice and straight, and then with the right hand, I'm going to try and pull down on the left palm, see if I can encourage that nice stretch down the forearm on the left side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Releasing the hand. With the left hand, I'm going to grab hold of the right wrist. So I'm going to lock the right wrist still. And then I'm going to start moving the right hand side to side. So see if I can try and encourage a little movement into the wrist joint, just making sure that it's not creating pain. Notice if you're actually moving through the wrist or if it's the all of the arm. So I'm going to hold the arm still and just trying to get the wrist joint going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Then with the right hand, I'm going to grab hold of that left wrist, and then I'm just going to start moving that left hand side to side. Let's see if I can create that same movement on this side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and releasing back. Giving the wrist a little bit of a roll, hopefully a little bit more movement through the wrist joint. I'm going to go up into the shoulder. So both arms, I'm going to start circling them around. So I'm going to raise them to the front and then circle them around and then back. So I'm going to lift them up to the front and then circle them around and back. It could be a little circle. It could be a big circle. Just making sure the same as you were doing for the wrist, it's not creating grinding, it's not creating pain in the shoulder. And then see if you can encourage a nice lift into the top of the chest. So as the arms go out and round, see if I can think of the chest following through, almost as if there was a string that attached your fingers to your sternum, to your breastbone. See if I can lift it to open and then relax. Lift it to open and relax. 3, 2, 1. And then I want you to reverse the direction of the circle. So I'm going to scoop the arms round and then back in, drop, round, back in, drop. So the same as for the reverse movement, to see if I can encourage that nice lift, that nice space at the front as I open, and then I'm just going to release back. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back, giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll, and then I'm going to work a little bit in isolation. So if you're lying down, I want you to roll over onto your side, just setting yourself into a little opening and closing doors. So I'm going to tuck the knees in, bottom arm, I'm going to reach it straight forward, straight ahead. So I'm resting on the back of the shoulder, using a little support for the head if I need one, or just resting the head on the floor if that's comfortable enough. And then top arm, I'm just going to trail the fingers. So imagine to be holding a pen or pencil in your hand. I'm going to start drawing a circle around the body. I'm going to make the circle as big or small as it feels comfortable. Come back to the starting position. And then I'm just going to go round and circle again. So start off with a little movement and then progressively see if you can make it bigger. If I'm seated, I'm going to do the same. So I'm going to try and bring the circle to the front, and then I'm going to turn and then circle around the back to the side and return. So I'm going to go round into a big swing with the shoulder, with the arm, just making sure that there is no grinding, catching, there is no pain in the shoulder. 2, 1, and then I'm going to reverse. So whichever direction you were going, I want you to go the other way and all the way back. 2, 3, 4, last one, and release. Relaxing the shoulder, releasing the arm, relaxing the back. If you're lying down, switching yourself onto the other side, pulling the arm and right to the front, so you're resting on the back of the shoulder. There is no pressure into the shoulder joints, supporting the head if you need the support. And then I'm going to start the circling the top arm. So I'm going to start going round, turning, rotating through, circle, back to the front. Then again, I'm going to rotate around, circle through, back to the front. So same as you did on the other side. This time, as we're working the two sides independently, if my left shoulder is sore, I can make the movement to small. Or if my left shoulder is better than my right, I can make the movement bigger on this side. So just noticing how different this side might be feeling compared to the first side, making sure that I'm not forcing. So however big or small the movement is, as far as it's not causing me pain. I'm going to reverse the direction of the circle. So whichever way around I'm going to change and come around the other way. 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and releasing back. Giving the shoulders a little bit of a roll, relaxing the shoulders, releasing into the back, resetting the shoulder to the middle, bringing the right ear to the right shoulder. With the right hand, I'm going to reach onto the side of the head, and then I'm just going to gently think of pulling the head away from the shoulder a little bit more, encouraging a little stretch down the side of the neck. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ease that tension, returning the head back to the middle. I'm going to try the same thing to the other side. So left ear to the left shoulder. I'm going to reach with the left hand to the side of the head, and then as if I was trying to pull the head away from the shoulder, encouraging a little bit more stretch down the side of the neck. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and releasing back. Returning the head back to the middle, dropping the chin down towards the chest. If you're lying down, use the hands to support the head. I'm going to lift it up. I'm going to hook both hands around the top of the head or back of the head. And then same as I did for the side, imagine to be pulling the skull away from the neck. So I'm going to try and see if I can make the back of the neck a little bit longer. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and easing the pressure, releasing back. Relaxing the arms, releasing the shoulders. If you're lying down, I want you to slowly bring yourself up into sitting. finding a comfortable seated position. So kneeling, crossing the legs, opening the legs, sitting against the wall if I know that I can't sit up very straight, or you feel that I'm going to fall backwards, that I'm going to roll back. Once that you feel that you're nice and safely set on top of the seat bins, so I feel safe in the seated position, then I'm going to start moving through the back. Pushing the chest forward, I'm going to try and create a nice lift through the front of the chest, drawing the shoulders back, opening up as much as I can. I'm going to lift the head, I'm going to look forward, I'm going to look up, I'm going to look back, and then I'm going to release and reverse. I'm going to tuck the chin down towards the chest. I'm going to round the shoulders, round the upper back, even the lower back if I feel comfortable going that far. And then coming up again, I'm curling all the way back to see if I can create a bigger lift to the front of the body. So raising through the chest, pushing the chest forward. Shoulders are back, the head is lifting, looking forward, looking up, looking back. And releasing. One more time. Letting the chin drop, letting the shoulders come forward, rolling down. And then uncurling all the way back, extending through, creating as much space as you can, drawing the shoulders back, looking forward, like lengthening through the front of the throat, the front of the neck, releasing and coming forward. One hand to the belly, one hand to the back, take your bow, give yourself a clap for that. Any question or anything as usual, please say. Remember, you need to unmute yourself